Today we are going to talk about careers in agriculture, what they can offer you, things to consider, and different facets of each category of careers in agriculture. So some things to consider are salary, which is how much you will make per year, job benefits such as sick days, paid time off, insurance, and vacation. Job requirements. Do you meet the requirements that are needed for the job? Is it something you can do with the knowledge and skills that you possess? And then work schedule, again, with vacation days, paid time off. If you have kids and they're in school, are you going to be able to pick them up, etc.? So the first thing to consider is your resume. A resume is a formal document that a job applicant creates to itemize their qualifications for a position. So this over here is a sample resume. You have your name, contact information. You can include a summary if you'd like. You usually will include your skills and references, which would be previous jobs that you've had. What you did at that job, a contact number for them to get a hold of the person you worked under at that job, just to let them know a little more about you and about your skills and your qualifications. The job fields in agriculture are agribusiness, plant science, ag education, animal science, and ag mechanics. Starting off with agricultural education, it requires a 4-year bachelor's degree. The average salary is $41,000 a year, and it does include ag extension and ag teaching. So you could be an extension agent, a 4-H agent, or you could just be an ag teacher, middle school, high school, elementary school levels. Next is agribusiness. Agribusiness typically doesn't require a degree depending on where you're looking for a job at, but your salary could be increased with the degree. It also kind of depends on the job that you're looking at. If you were a loan officer, the baseline salary is $65,000 a year. Farm manager is $53,000 a year. A farmer is $45,000 a year, and a farm supply store manager is $61,000 a year. Animal science is a little different. Typically, they require at least a 4-year bachelor's degree. If you're going to be a veterinarian, it will require an additional 4 years for your doctorate, and that is shown on the salary. An animal breeder is $37,000 a year. Geneticist is $68,000. Nutritionist is $51,000. Scientist is $54,000. A veterinarian is $94,000, and a vet tech is $30,000. So you can obviously see the difference in the veterinarian salary compared to the other animal science jobs in this field, because you are getting paid a lot more, but you also are having to do an extra 4 years of school with all the school fees. So that is also considered in the salary. Next up is plant science. It requires a 4-year bachelor's degree. You technically, some of these jobs you don't have to have a degree, but most of them you are considered to have a degree. So to be a floral designer, it's $54,000 a year. A botanist is $65,000 a year. A nursery or greenhouse manager is $29,000 a year. Soil and plant scientist is $61,000 a year. And a turf farmer is $51,000 a year. For ag engineering, it requires a 4-year bachelor's degree. You could be a welder, machinist, and equipment operator. Just requires specialty training, not a degree. To be an ag engineer, you would start at a baseline salary of $74,000. A machinist would be $45,000. A welder would be $40,000. An equipment operator would be $45,000. Again, these are just baselines. They could also vary depending on location and company. For natural resource systems, you typically would have to have a 4-year bachelor's degree. You could be a fish and game officer for $57,000 a year. a park ranger for $37,000 a year, a microbiologist for $46,000 a year, but you also have to go back and get your doctorate, which is an extra 4 years of school. You can be an ecologist for $46,000 a year. And that is all of the careers that I have included. This is just a basis of careers in the ag industry, the requirements for them, and their baseline salaries. So we will focus more about this in the next class period, and we will deep dive and have you start working on your personal resume. Thank you.